Have you ever heard the whispers about Blackwood Manor, that old Victorian house standing like a skeleton against the moon, right on top of Whisperwind Hill? They say it's been empty for a century. But empty isn't the right word. Haunted is more like it. The story goes that a restless spirit still wanders its decaying halls, forever trapped by a forgotten tragedy. Most people are smart enough to stay away, to just tell the stories and leave it at that. But teenagers, they aren't always the smartest, especially when adventure calls. And so it was on a night just like this, when the wind howled and the moon played hide and seek with the clouds, that a group of them decided to find out if the legends were true. There was Maya, the fearless leader; Liam, the skeptic armed with a camera to debunk the myths; Chloe, who was already regretting everything; and Ben, who was just along for the thrill. Armed with nothing but cheap flashlights and nervous energy, they pushed open the groaning front door and stepped into the darkness. The air inside was thick and cold, heavy with the smell of dust and decay. Their flashlight beams danced across furniture draped in white sheets, looking like a ghostly congregation frozen in time. Cobwebs as thick as cotton candy stretched across every corner, and their footsteps echoed unnaturally loud on the warped floorboards. Liam started filming right away, his commentary a mix of sarcastic remarks and genuine awe at the state of the place. They moved deeper into the house, their initial bravado slowly being chipped away by the oppressive silence. It started with small things: a door creaking open in a room they had just passed, a soft, mournful whisper that seemed to ride on the draft, too faint to be sure, but just loud enough to make the hair on their arms stand up. Chloe swore she saw a shadow move in her peripheral vision, a flicker of movement where there should have been none. Liam, trying to stay logical, blamed it on drafts and old wood settling. But even he couldn't explain the sudden, icy drop in temperature that made their breath plume in front of them in the middle of the grand ballroom. Their nervous laughter died in their throats as they huddled closer together. The mansion felt alive, and it didn't feel welcoming. Their exploration led them up the grand, rotting staircase to the second floor. The air up here felt even heavier, charged with a palpable sense of sorrow. They entered what must have been the master bedroom. A four-poster bed stood in the center, its canopy shredded and torn. A shattered mirror on a vanity reflected their fragmented, fearful faces. As Maya ran her hand over a dust-covered music box on the nightstand, it suddenly sprang to life, its tinny, melancholic tune filling the dead air. They all jumped back. And that's when it happened. The bedroom door slammed shut with a deafening bang, plunging them into near-total darkness. As their flashlights sputtered and died all at once, panic erupted. They fumbled for the doorknob. Screaming, their unity shattered. In the chaos, Ben got pushed away from the others, stumbling backward into the darkness of the adjoining hallway. When the others finally wrenched the door open and scrambled out, their new flashlights working again as if by magic, they realized their mistake. Ben was gone. They called his name, their voices trembling, but only the sighing of the wind answered. Deeper down the hall, a faint light flickered from under a door. Thinking it was Ben, they rushed toward it. But as Maya reached for the handle, a blood-curdling scream tore through the silence. It was Ben. They froze, paralyzed by fear. The door slowly creaked open on its own. Inside, bathed in an ethereal, ghostly light, stood Ben. His face was a mask of pure terror, his eyes wide and fixed on something just behind him. And there, hovering in the air, was the source of his horror. A spectral figure, a woman in a tattered white gown, her form shimmering and indistinct. Her face was a vortex of grief and rage, her eyes hollow, black pits of despair. She raised a translucent hand, reaching for him. That was the last thing they saw before they turned and ran. They didn't look back. They didn't stop to think. They just fled, driven by a primal fear they had never known. They scrambled down the stairs, burst out the front door, and did stop running until the cold night air burned their lungs and Blackwood Manor was just a dark silhouette against the skyline. They made it out, but they were one short. They had left Ben behind. From the top window of the desolate mansion, a faint light glowed, and a single, lonely figure watched the terrified teenagers disappear into the night, forever a part of the house. Another soul to share its eternal, restless torment. Thanks for watching our chilling tale. If you love stories that go bump in the night, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay safe out there.